Look at you saving the planet.
Yeah.
By
I'm
dying
just-
in your house of heat stroke.
Just turning into a prune over here.
Betty's beverage for the beverage segment is the last cold bottle of water in Tacoma.
Dude, did you guys see the news? Speaking of cold things, and the last of them, they're discontinuing Choco Tacos.
I did
What?
see that. And
I know.
I saw your tweet. Why? Why would they do this?
I don't know. Why would they do that?
I don't know. I thought Choco Tacos were discontinued a long time ago because
What?
all the ones that I had were all so stale that
They're always stale.
Yeah,
How dare you?
I thought they were, and I haven't had a Choco Taco in a long time. And
I had one
love
today.
tacos, and I love chocolate.
You haven't had a Choco Taco in a long time? What is wrong with you?
The ice cream man doesn't come down my street.
I honestly can't remember the last time I had a Choco Taco.
They're good,
They are good.
and they're not.
I won't.
They're
gone.
stale by design. That's the aesthetic.
Are you eating cardboard or an old tortilla?
I
covered in
don't
chocolate?
think a frozen treat needs to be stale. I think that takes the whole point out of it being frozen. Oh man, love frozen things. JP, please play 5 seconds of "Let It Go" from the Frozen soundtrack by Adina. Oh,
By Elsa.
Let it go, let it go. I want
that song is a banger, and I will not hear otherwise. That song is the Choco Taco of Disney animated songs. If Disney was like, no one can listen to this song again, I would be as enraged as you are about Choco Tacos.
What song or artist would be the equivalent of the SpongeBob SquarePants sour popsicle?
Oh, we had that today too.
Those are good.
Yeah, it was delicious.
The
Yeah, it's so good.
sour popsicle?
Yeah, it's just like it's kind of like I don't know.
It's like tangy.
Yeah,
It's not like the really creamy popsicle with like the gumball eyes?
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
right.
it's that.
Okay, yeah. Dude, those are...
I know.
I've never had the SpongeBob one. It's the same shit, but as a kid, the fucking Ninja Turtles ones.
Yes,
for the
same
range
thing.
in my
Yeah.
neighborhood.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh man,
Oh,
they're so good.
One of those things that never looked like in real life the way it looked in the pictures, but you just kind of pretended it did.
Yeah,
You're
it was
like, it must
a
have melted.
LSD
It was just some
interpretation
kind of
what
mush.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The gumballs were never where eyes were supposed to be, but they were still
Dude.
there.
The one today we got actually looked pretty decent. I was impressed. I mean, they had like 6 Choco Tacos and like 8 of these SpongeBob popsicles. I'm digging around to find a good one for the kid, and I'm like, yeah, this one seems, unweathered by hands digging around in the popsicle bin. And it was beautiful. He had beautiful eyes.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's important.
What color?
Black.
Black gumballs?
Yeah, and they like I had to take them off because he was sharing with his little sister, and she's like 1.5. So I'm like, I don't want her accidentally eating one of these gumballs, and so I took it away, and I put them on the counter in the kitchen, and my fingertips were black, like within seconds. And I had to like really wash them off to like get the paint that's inside this ice
my
cream
God.
removed.
The ice cream, the edible frozen ice cream paint.
Yes, I mean if it was that it was that bad.
What food group is that from?
That's
Oh,
the Sphinx in the pyramid of
summer
nutrition.
holidays. Yeah. Well, that incredible afternoon in popsicling and frozen treating is from JP Bertram in Portland. At the Trial J on Twitter, at JP Bertram on Instagram. JP, how are you, man? I know you had a rough, probably a great night followed by a rough morning and then an afternoon of your oldest having a flag football doubleheader. Walk us through what your weekend was like, party dad.
So we had friends of ours invite us to. They have season tickets for the Timbers and the Timbers Army, and they're like, we should do.
Right.
Their parents as well. Their son was like on our t-ball team, went to school with their friends. So they're like, let's do a parents only date night. And we're like, yeah, let's do it. That sounds great.
So no kids.
No kids.
No kids. Okay.
And about an hour before we were about to go out for like getting dinner before the game, I was like, who are the Timbers even playing? Right? Like, that's how little I care. And I realized it was the Quakes.
Wait, the who?
The Earthquakes.
Please play 5 seconds of What You Know About the Earthquakes by E40.
Yeah.
Quakes.
Yeah, the team don't want none of us.
I love E40 so much.
Oh man, the best.
So it happened to be not a team you cheer for, but the team you would cheer for.
Yeah.
If you had to pick a Major League Soccer team, it would
I just
be
kept reiterating like in an E40 voice. I kept being like, I'm just loyal to the soil, man.
But you wore your Thorn shit, right? Because you are.
I wore a Thorn. Yeah. Well, yes, I am a Thorns fan, and I wore my Thorns hat and a white shirt, and just like very, basic. And then
someone put a scarf on you.
Yeah, because they said like you kind of have to if you're in the Timbers Army.
It was 95 degrees, so you needed to wear a scarf.
And they were also like, do not like cheer at all for them in the Timbers Army. Like they'll kick you out. It's like on the ticket. Like you can't like cheer for the other team at all. So I had to play it really. I decided I was blinking because I have sunglasses on, so I'd blink to clap, and that's how I felt. I was doing my
really showed them. Watch out, Timbers Army. JP got you.
It worked, at least for the first goal, and then we lost. But yeah,
what was the final? 2-1 Timbers.
Yeah,
2-1.
Congrats, Benny.
Thanks.
You beat JP despite all of JP's wiles to turn it.
His eye flapping could have been the difference.
Yeah, I know. I kind of stopped doing it after we were up 1-0 because I don't really care. But yeah, we just drank a lot.
That's not important. But what is important was how great you felt the next morning.
Oh, I felt so bad the next morning. And Everett had a doubleheader flag football game at Park Rose High School, and like our first games, they're not on the football field. They're like on like.
Isn't Park Rose where the Portland Pro-Ams have been? Like
yes. So that is
where Kevin Durant was.
So yes. was LeBron at Everett's flag football doubleheader?
Scouting, yeah. We missed. Okay, so I missed Kevin Durant last week by a day, and I thought I had been there at the same time because of when the video got posted, but I missed him by a day, and. Then, though, I was supposed to hang out with Sam from the Payneers and go catch a game, and I had to call it off, man. I was like, I'm too hungover.
You canceled on the Payneers and Sam
Yes.
Whiteley because of a hangover?
Yeah, dude. Well, I'm like, I've already been at Park Rose for like 3 hours. Like, I need to go home.
I feel like just in any high school facility is not the place you want to be.
No,
for more
in
than
the sun.
3
It
hours,
was hot.
hungover.
No shade on the field.
Let alone not hungover. Just 3 hours at a high school when you're not in high school.
Yes, is a long time.
Too much time.
Well, here's where it gets worse too. So like
to the situation.
Well, no, like this is honestly like if it was like entertaining flag football, it's fun to watch. Like the kids are adorable and like some of them are actually very skilled. Everett's 5, so he is one of 3 teams in the league, which is hence the double headers that we have to rotate through every few weeks.
It's just a round robin every game.
Yeah, pretty much. And so he's on a team of like 3 to or like newly 4-year-olds to 5-year-olds, and the other 2 teams are full of 6 to 7-year-olds. So like what I watch as a parent is the other team handing the ball off and running the length of the field every single time they have the ball on offense. And then what I see it from the other side when my kids' team has the ball is a couple good runs here and there, lots of falling over, lots of swarm tackling where they don't go anywhere, and they turn the ball over on downs pretty much every time.
Swarm tackles and flag?
Dude, when you're 5 years old and you have 4 older kids surround you, trying to grab you, and you're like, I am holding this football, I can't defend myself, you just freeze. Like, that's what they all do. They just stop. Like, all right, I give up. Don't pull my flag. I'm just gonna lay down.
Sounds like a Mike Zimmer coached offense.
Nice.
You guys liked that one.
That's pretty good.
I just saw, speaking of which, well, not really because he's not the coach of the Vikings anymore. There are joint practices between the Vikings and the 49ers in Minnesota this year during training camp.
What?
It's after you're here, though, Benny.
Man.
That would have been fun. They start training camp, I think, the day after you get here, so we could maybe go because it would be sweet. We can talk about what we'll do off of the podcast. Not that our listeners need to hear our entire afternoon itinerary, but I am.
We
very
got so
excited.
much to get to too.
We have so much to get to, but also Benny and I are going to be drinking with Super Secret Iskinder this weekend in Minneapolis, and we will miss you, JP. But
Thanks.
We
Thank
will.
You.
it is an update. Benny and I will be drinking in person, and that is exciting. And
That
I am
is
going-
great.
But
I'm
if
going to hug
JP
you.
went, he would have to go to his second Timbers game in 2 weekends.
Oh yeah, too many.
I was going to say it's about a 72-hour hangout sesh, and 2 of the hours include a Major League Soccer game, and that's
right.
about too many for JP.
Yeah.
70 of the 72 hours not having anything to do with Major League Soccer is not enough.
Not to mention, like,
71.
if it was the Quakes, then I would be okay.
Yeah. All right.
No, it's the Loons, the most intimidating mascot in sports.
Isn't that like a bird?
Yes, it's the
Yeah.
Minnesota State bird. Loons are dope, dude.
They are dope.
They can fly underwater for like 4 hours.
Fly.
That's called swimming.
underwater.
Well, it is swimming, but they use their wings to navigate it. But it's like
still
like a
swimming.
breaststroke.
it's still
Yeah.
swimming, but it's like they look like they're flying, and then they pop up, and then they fly, and then they have a loon call that I can't do, but sounds really cool. Like they're just sweet, and they're like all like black and white, but they have a red eye. Look up
supposedly-
loons.
And red eyes.
No, allbirds.org says this is a real website that loons are large diving water birds with rounded heads and dagger-like bills.
Ooh.
That they have an eerie call that you can hear across the clear lakes in the northern wilderness.
Did Terry Horseman write that?
That was Terry's lead to like week 4 of Beaver football in 2008.
It would say that the Stanford defense eerie, like the call of in the northern woods of the Minnesota State bird. Is that a loon or is it Richard Sherman looming in the defensive backfield? Before we get to this game preview, here's 800 words on the history of horticulture in the boundary waters of northern Minnesota and southern Canada. This will all come back in a moment. Thank God for editors, because, yeah, that's right. Well, Benny, how are you? You're about to come hang out with me.
I'm good, man. Yeah, I'm very excited for the trip out to the Great North Woods in a couple of days, and even more excited to see you, Terry.
I'm so excited about this.
I'm very excited.
Is it called the
Yeah.
Great North Woods?
No, it's no. A big section of northern Minnesota is called the Northwoods. We are not going there. But someday I want to organize a trip where we can get to like rural ass, like deep woods, Minnesota, because it is beautiful, and I'd like to show it to you all someday.
It's gonna be hot in Minneapolis next weekend.
Yeah, we're bringing the
Yeah.
heat, dog. It's probably not going to be as hot as Tacoma right now.
Tacoma 78 right now, and
yeah, it's pretty comfortable right now.
Oh, it is? Okay.
not here, dude. Not here. It's still 86 in Portland right now.
That's not that bad. I don't know.
It
How
was
bad the humidity is.
98 today.
Oh, well, that 98's bad.
Woof.
Currently, the
That
high
is bad.
The highest high while you're here right now is 90 on Sunday, but that's still a
All
partly
right,
cloudy.
I
day.
don't know. What's the highest high going to be for Benny
be-
when he's
Oh,
in
I'll get
Minneapolis?
higher than 90.
It'll be 180 after he orders. Please don't order this habanero sauce at Ray J's. At Ray J's Wings.
Either way, the mercury shooting through the top of the thermometer.
Everything
We're gonna
seems
get so
pretty
high.
comfortable right here. We're all having a nice day with my best friends I haven't seen in a while. Why don't we completely ruin this and burn our insides?
Yep, I won't do anything like
I
that.
just got a Nintendo Switch. You can play it when you're here, Benny. It'll be fun.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Awesome. Congratulations
Thank
on
you.
making
Nice.
that purchase. I know it was you were asking about it.
Yeah, I think I texted you guys if anyone had one, and JP said, I have one. They're fun. And then I was like, yeah, I think that's
are
all
fun.
the convincing I need.
Yeah.
They are fun.
Yeah.
It's exactly the right amount of gaming I want to do.
Yeah, you're like,
know?
should I get FIFA? And I was like, no.
I
don't.
did get FIFA because
Oh,
it was 20.
no.
It was on sale. It was $20.
Okay, that's fine.
Oh.
But you can see, right? You're like, okay, yeah, this is fine. Like it's
Good.
playable. But like
It
if
is
you had
playable.
a next gen console, you're like, this is where you really want to play a sports game. Where
I
it
know,
looks-
but if I do that, I'm never leaving my apartment again.
Ooh,
well, at least you
I
can bring it with you now.
Right, Nintendo Switch is like it scratches the itch of
The Switch.
the switch.
Switch it.
It's the Switch itch, which would be a great pun if it didn't sound so gross. The exact amount of
Terry
gaming
has
I
the
wanna
Switch
do.
itch.
Oh man, I'm sorry for bringing that up. I'm getting rid of my Switch today. We've got a lot to get into, so I think we should
So
we should move forward. But first, I've got a nice cold, refreshing beverage.
too.
It is hot as hell everywhere we are. Benny just took his skull candies out.
And he's
And
off.
I think he's off. He's gone. So while we're waiting for Benny, I
What do you
started
got?
first last week with my buttery. Do you want me to go?
Oh.
I can go
yeah,
again.
go. Do it.
Not anything crazy or out there, but I don't think I've had this beer or this brewery on the show before. But I went to the liquor store after brewery yoga today, and I just saw it. I was like, I'm gonna get a case of this. I am drinking a Bell's Two Hearted American IPA, flagship IPA from Bell's Brewery in Michigan, and it's a beer that I've
Does it
I've
taste
drank a lot
fishy?
of. It does not taste fishy, but it does have fish on its marketing, on its can. The fish is very much a part of the Bell's brand umbrella.
Are they
but it's,
fish-
Is that the
Fisher
Trillium
people?
trout?
it's not the Trillium trout, thankfully. Though
What
that
is
was,
it?
What kind
What
of fish?
kind of fish is in your beer?
There's no fish in the beer, you dingus.
Then this is false advertising. There's
No, it's
clearly
just-
a fish on the can.
There's I think it's a what kind of I know there is a fish on the can. That's not what they make it with. What kind of fish is this? It kind of looks like a sturgeon
trout.
or a trout.
Mm.
Doesn't specify. We'll have
Looks
to.
like a trout. I've been playing a lot of bait on the Oculus where you go fishing. Looks like a
Ooh,
trout.
I bet that's
Yeah.
fun.
It's so chill. You just cast and reel, man, all
man.
day.
Wow.
It's like meditation. It's like
It
fishing
is.
without the bugs.
It sounds
Yeah.
a lot like fishing. Anyways, I'm drinking a Bell's Two Hearted American IPA. Good shit. Good beer.
Nice. Benny, where did you run
Ooh.
off to get?
Yeah, you got
I
excited when we mentioned beers.
Grabbed this.
What is that?
It's an edible.
Is that the ring of power?
That looks
Yeah, this is-
yeah.
It's
There was there's some elvish inscription on that shit for sure.
it says
It's like translucent.
prepare for this voyage. Yeah. It is a translucent.
Is that it says prepare
Is
for
it
this
a gummy?
voyage?
Oh, it's a gummy.
We have
No, it's hard candy.
Oh, it's
Oh,
hard
okay.
candy.
Mhm.
one of our listeners has reached out asking about your edibles, Benny, and I don't want to use his, her, or their name to out them. I'm gonna pull up the message specifically, but definitely asking for more specifics on your edible experience. So I feel like this is good timing. So talk us through this specific hard candy edible that
Yeah.
looks very looks like straight out of Middle Earth and very Lord of the Ringsian to me.
Yeah. Jimmy Glanville would be a huge fan. Shout out Jimmy Glanville if you're listening. What was the question specifically from our listener?
So the
I'd like
main
to answer
question
it.
was, how long does it take your edibles to kick in?
Yeah, you answered this
Mine
already.
take 2 hours.
Yeah.
What the heck? Oh, we talked
Yeah.
about this? Oh, I was
Yeah.
probably on edibles while we talked about it. But
Well, no,
Ooh.
we didn't talk about it.
Ironic.
What? What is going on? Who is on edibles right now? Terry, don't lie.
I'm not on edibles right now. But there's that one day I was on an edible and I went crazy. I ate way too much of that cookie that my friend made.
Finally.
Me. Dude, I ate.
Nice.
It was during the game we won against Auburn, and I was trying to follow it, and I just couldn't.
Why do we
I
not know
love
it
that.
until now?
I think was I not? I don't think I was texting about it at the time because I literally couldn't text.
Yeah,
But-
Terry
The
Terry
next-
went like
we talked
radio
about it,
silent
yeah.
for a couple hours.
Yeah, I was high until like 9 p.m. the next night. Anyway,
To answer, we did answer the question through I think a direct message, but I'll answer it more broadly for the rest of our listeners.
yeah, they're not the only ones.
The answer is it depends, and it depends on I think probably what you have eaten recently, and probably the way that they make the edible. That
So, like,
would
if
be
you
my
just
guess.
ate an edible and then you had another edible, does it make the edible effect
Oh, it
multiply?
probably like an exponential.
Because you're like,
effect.
hey, what did you just eat? Oh, an edible.
no, you can't
And
triple
another
stamp.
one?
You
Boom.
can't.
It's like stacking.
You can't triple stamp a double stamp.
Whoa.
That's that
guess
is
you're right.
the law of the land.
Yeah. But
Okay.
I would caution anyone that doesn't eat edibles frequently or has not eaten an edible. Wait, that is the best course of action. Is to if you don't feel anything. I've never
Wait.
talked with anybody that has taken an edible and just not ever felt something. So it will hit eventually. Just don't fool yourself and have more before the first one hits,
Good advice.
because then it's not fun.
I'm gonna take an edible and play Zelda because I got a Nintendo Switch and I have some.
Nice.
Get that Switch itch.
Get this.
That was like I was like, should I buy Zelda? And I was looking at the game, and I was like, this would probably be fun to play on an edible, the appropriate amount of edible.
Yeah.
And
While
then I said
waiting.
yes, and then I bought it.
There you go.
Anyway, thank you, Benny. That was great. Yeah, I'm gonna hit up Jimmy and talk about Lord of the Rings with him because we've got that new Amazon series coming up, Rings of
Yeah, you're welcome.
Power. Any other nerds who listen to this show, please hit me up on Twitter and Instagram. I'd love to geek out about this shit with y'all because these two sure as hell won't with me. Anyway, JP Bertram,
Yeah.
you have a delicious beer, probably two
do.
different beers
I do.
in your
Yeah.
Northeast Portland abode.
Yeah.
What are you drinking tonight, my good sir?
This is a Hardywood Mama's
Hardwood?
mean cobbler. It's a Belgian triple with peaches and spices, which I didn't read the spices part, and I didn't know why I didn't think about this with cobbler, but I was really excited to drink it. It's good, but this would be like so much better in like late September because it's
Oh,
got
yeah.
kind of that nutmeggy spice, right? And I'm like,
Mm.
damn, I messed up. I should have waited. I would have rated it higher. I would have
It's
enjoyed
a beer
it more.
that tastes like a football game should be starting soon.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's 9:45. The game's about to start.
Right. You want either that or like or it's the last drink of the night in Pac-12 After Dark, which it gets better ratings than all of the Big 12 games combined.
Oh, so what you're
Look
not
at
even that
us
hot of a
tying
take.
segments together like we actually know what we're fucking talking about. Oh, like we're some real podcasters up in here.
Oh, damn.
Anyway, yeah, no, I totally know what you're talking about, JP. It's just a beer for a particular season, and it's not that season.
It's not it now, and I'm
Guys.
really bummed. I got it from Tavor. I just got it in the mail like 2 days ago, and I was like, sick. This must be for the summertime. Like they wouldn't ship me beers to like save. Maybe they would.
But here's a hot take. You guys should tell me if you agree or not. Cobbler is the most underrated dessert out there.
Ooh, yeah.
I
You
don't-
know what? Yes, I wouldn't say most underrated, but it is definitely underrated.
I don't know that I can
It doesn't get talked about enough.
agree,
Yes.
but I definitely can't disagree. I don't know enough about desserts to know.
I'm not a dessert person.
Oh,
I'm-
I'll teach you all about them this weekend.
Do we have a Benny's bonus belligerence about desserts coming up?
Do you have enough edibles?
I like and appreciate sweets, but it's not like my total wheelhouse. Like I'm not gonna lecture you about the difference between macaroons and macarons. I'll just eat both and be happy with myself.
Yeah.
So, but cobbler. Whenever I've had cobbler, I've been happy to have cobbler. So yeah,
A warm cobbler with a scoop of ice cream on top.
Then melt on it. Perfect.
Maybe after a really long belligerent Thanksgiving dinner at 6 p.m. Pacific time, after a long day of watching Oregon State men's basketball beat the Duke Blue Devils in the PK 3085. We're gonna get more to that later, but that news came through the pipeline today.
Yeah.
Thanksgiving.
I see no losses, baby.
The craziest sports week of our lives has been planned without any of
We
our.
hope you're a part of it, Beaver fam. We want to see
That's
you.
right.
There's going to be opportunities for the Beaver fam to be a part of it, and I hope they bring coconut water because we're going to need it.
Or IVs.
I took that whole week off of work, and I was texting JP and Benny today that I think I need to take the whole next week off too. What? Hey, you took 2 weeks off. Where did you go? Did you go to like Vietnam or Thailand or something? Like, no, I just went to Portland and Corvallis.
Even better.
Recorded 2 live shows, and then I came home and had to sleep it off for 6 days. Oh man. Well, anyway, that was fun drinks, fun edibles. We need to get into the meat of this episode. Before we do that, we have a very special shout out because JP got a very fun and interesting piece of mail that he shared with us. So you get like some kind of a mail digest thing sent to you where
Yeah.
you get to see images of your mail before you get
in the
to
morning. Yeah, I don't know why it matters. It's just like, it's like I'm one of those people that wants to know what packages are arriving today. I get all excited about like tracking any sort of order I've made.
because this was not an order we made,
No.
and there was an envelope from Oregon State
Exactly.
softball addressed to the Bebes,
Yes.
our self-proclaimed nickname.
And every single one of us, and anyone I actually asked about this, even my wife, she said, "Is it a cease and desist?"
The softball print was very small. It looked like it just said Oregon State. It'd be hilarious if Oregon State did send us a cease and desist and addressed it to the Bebes. Like, use that kind of like friendship lingo that's just like, hey, yeah, sup, bro, but also fucking stop.
Yeah.
A tone that we have all taken with each other at one point or another. But anyway, what was in this envelope, JP?
There was a wonderful note from softball head coach and Olympian Laura Berg.
Laura Berg. Heard of her.
Yes. Yeah. She's pretty famous.
Pretty famous.
And just saying thank you for our contribution on the Damn Proud Day, which was really cool because,
Handwritten note.
handwritten note,
Yeah.
acknowledging that we made a gift. Look, our gift wasn't substantial by any means. Like, they've definitely received much more other than our scoreboard donation that we made. But-
We made the donation, and then the next day they announced the scoreboard. So was it because of us? We don't know.
Yes.
But yes, it was.
Yeah,
So
yes.
you're welcome, Beaver fam.
Yeah. But it was just cool to get something like that wasn't just by itself. It was accompanied with something that must be quite limited edition and will be forever cherished by us as a group and me as an individual. And that is a Women's College World Series patch that the
Right.
team wore during their World Series run.
Which
Very
will
cool.
look great in its own exhibit at the Belligerent Beavs Hall of Fame Museum when we get around to building that one day.
At the basement of the Gill.
Soon.
In the basement of Gill, right next to Bernice's windowless apartment. They keep the legends close to each other. But yeah, we just thank you for sending that, Coach Berg. That really
Yeah.
made all of our days, especially when we initially thought it was a cease and desist letter. I didn't actually think it was a cease and desist letter, but I'm like, from the image JP said, I can't, if that's a thin envelope, then maybe it's like thin envelopes always
Like a
carry bad
letter
news.
envelope too.
Yeah, when you get rejected from Oregon State, which a lot of University of Oregon fans could tell us, we wouldn't know what that feels like. But it's always a thin envelope with clearly just one piece of paper in it. So we couldn't tell. Bad news always comes in thin envelopes, but if it had a patch once you held it, JP, I'm sure you could tell there was some.
I was like, there's some density here.
There's a future Belligerent Beavs Hall of Fame exhibit material in this envelope. So
Yep.
So just thank you for saying thank you, Coach Berg.
Yeah, it made our day.
Yeah. Now we're gonna send you a thank you note.
We should make a Belligerent Beavs patch.
Yeah.
Whoa.
We made dude. The levels that Benny's mind just rose.
The edible started already. It was only a 5-minute.
We said patch.
That's your
and
answer.
The
5
second the edible, yeah, it's 25 minutes or until an incredible idea is made by your
Jinxes
podcast
also do
co-host. Yeah, Jinxes do it.
Yeah.
All right. Belligerent Beavs patch. Get on it, JP. Let's not even pretend like you're not the one who designs this shit. So yeah, thank you, Coach Berg. And speaking of, so on that note, some Oregon State softball who are for sure going to come up in this segment. This makes way for our main segment for the 56th episode of the Belligerent Beavs podcast. The first ever All-Bebes selection is about to take place. We've hinted at this for a while because we needed to get in the lab, figure out the best way to do this. We've had Belligerent Beavs Hall of Fame's candidates and inductees, and we're ramping it up a little bit. This is the first time now that we had a full year, a full academic year of this podcast and Oregon State athletics. So now we are going to select the first ever All-Bebes teams across all Oregon State athletics from the 2021-22 academic year. Here is how this will work. There will be 3 members of the first team All-Bebes selections, 3 members of second team All-Bebes selections, and 3 honorable mention All-Bebes selections. The 3 of us each get 1 selection per team, and we will be sharing those now. We'll go through this circularly, alternatingly. It's not really a draft, so we won't do it snake draft style. We'll just do 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And everyone who played a second of competition for an Oregon State sanctioned sports team is eligible for selection here. Gentlemen, do you feel comfortable and clear with what we're doing here?
Yup.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right. Well, without further ado, I think we should move on to this selection of the first ever All-Bebes teams. And I think what we should do is, just for the sake of determining an order, do it alphabetically by first name. So Benny will select first, JP will select second, I will select third, and there can be no contention from any other party. Whoever makes their appointee or their appointment, I don't know how that works. Whoever says who is their selection to the first team, second team, honorable mention, it just goes. They are then stamped in Belligerent Beavs lore forever as a selection on the All-Bebes team for 2021-22. Without further ado, welcome to the official selection show and announcement of the first ever All-Bebes teams. We will be starting with the selections of the first team All-Bebes honorees.
Honestly, guys, this is kind of easy for me, and it's not a diminishment to anyone else that is that's inducted today. This person, I think, just stands out. Jade Carey.
Good choice.
Yeah, you just can't really go anywhere else. It is.
Show me the blemish in that pick.
Show me a blemish. You can't.
Yeah, show me a blemish. the Golden Beavers, winning gold medals on an international stage and bringing that swagger to Corvallis. That is something that I don't think we'll forget, and certainly something we're very appreciative of. It was fun to follow, and it was very cool to have that international swagger, so to speak, in Corvallis.
Not to mention, I have here just a note because that was one of my nominees as well. 47 individual event titles this school year.
Yep.
Of course, Pac-12 Gymnast of the Year, Pac-12 Freshman of the Year.
Yep.
Went to the NC2A Championships, finished 4th in the all-around. All the other honors, I mean, she racked them up. Jay Carey easily.
Legend Carey.
Yes, Legend Carey. Unanimous.
Legend Carey.
All-Bebes first team, I would assume.
Unanimous.
For sure.
All-Bebes first teams. We were in total agreement. I won't reveal my approach to everything, but I did just wrote a bunch of names down just to be prepared, because we prepare a lot for this podcast, as all of our listeners know. Here is the list of my first tier one. Tier 1, Jade Carey.
Yeah, that's right.
Not revealing anything else.
All right, yes.
I think it was
No-brainer. Perfect choice, Benny.
Totally obvious for it to be like the first one. There's a number of people you could have said who I wouldn't have. We can't argue. This is like, voting for this is the College of Cardinals at the Vatican. But
Puff that white smoke.
But more important. But excellent selection. Thank you, Benny, and congratulations, Jade Carey. The honors keep piling up.
I don't know where she'll put this one because her trophy case is certainly almost full.
Jade Carey, first team All-Bebes for 2021-2022. Jay comes after B and before T, so JP, it is to you to make the second selection of the first team All-Bebes for this season.
Okay. So, a first-team All-American led their team to what is the pinnacle of their sport. And my selection is Mariah Mazzone.
Yep.
Pitchers who rake.
Pitchers who rake.
Pitchers who rake. And there was just her playing on both sides of the game, crushing at the plate, crushing it in the circle, and taking that team all the way to the Women's College World Series. She's easily my first pick.
Yep. Mariah was the first name in my second tier, and also the subject of Belligerent Beavs merch, and did a great NIL acknowledgement with us, and also was just nails for that team down the stretch and throughout her entire career, and also took a program that wasn't necessarily known in its sport and made it world class. So,
can I tell you guys something?
Of course, please.
So I do play MLB The Show, and you can have a player now that pitches and hits. Thank you, Shohei Ohtani, for that. So I can tell you, I decided to do that, and my player does not bat 360, nor do they have a 1.65 ERA. So the argument can be made, and I think solidified, that Mariah Mazzone has beyond video game numbers.
I love that. Yes.
So Mariah Mazzone is better at softball than you are at playing MLB The Show.
Yeah,
she's got better numbers than anyone in a video game could do.
That's right.
Mariah Mazzone is the Babe Ruth of Shohei Ohtani's. That is common knowledge.
Yep.
So, excellent.
That's awesome.
Excellent. All right. Well, this puts me in a tough spot because there are dozens of qualified athletes for this final spot as an honoree of the first team All-Bebes. And I can only choose one. There are so many amendments to choose from. I can only choose one. Shout out Chappelle Show. Okay. People are gonna. There's shit. It's between two, and it's almost impossible. I have to. We're going to the mound, and it's Cooper Jerpy.
Why? Yeah.
National Pitcher of the Year, first round pick. Led Oregon State all year. One of the best pitchers in all of college baseball. There's a lot of players playing the same sport who are worthy of a first team selection, and even players in other sports that I was considering as well, but especially getting drafted by the St. Louis Cardinals and having the season he did, I don't think I could sleep tonight without giving Cooper Jerpy my first team All-Bebes selection.
I like that. Plus, he led
nice.
the nation in strikeouts, and he was the first Beav to ever lead the entire nation in strikeouts with 161.
Right.
That's awesome.
Just dominant. Dominant.
So there you have it. There is our first ever first team All-Bebes squad. Jade Carey, Mariah Mazzone, and Cooper Jerpy. All pretty good. And just what I like about these episodes.
Legends.
Reminds me of how lucky we've been this past year.
Yeah.
To get behind, plop our lazy asses down behind these microphones with these beers and talk about these insane performances that these individuals are blessing the world with. So Jade, Mariah, and Cooper, congratulations. No matter what happens the rest of your athletic careers, you are the first ever first team All-Bebes.
That's cool.
Congratulations.
That is cool.
But we still have more business to attend to.
Good.
The second team All-Bebes
Ooh.
selections need to be announced. And I kick it back to you, Benny Scoops. Benny with
Okay.
a good quaff. Benjamin Lawrence. Sebastian Wehage.
Ooh.
Who
You say it
is
so
your...
nice.
Exactly. Emphasis on the very Germanness of it. Who
It's hard
is
to make
your
it sound nice.
selection for your pick for the second team All-Bebes this year?
I'm going with another freshman, McKenna Martinez.
There we go. There we go. I was wondering. I knew McKenna was going to come up at some point.
Nice.
12 goals, 4 assists in 19 games. That is not an easy feat. Not an easy feat for anyone, but especially a freshman who's still learning the system, learning the players that she's playing with. I would venture to say that the women's soccer team outperformed expectations, in large part due to her. And she helped set the foundation for something that is talked about now, but I think will be legendary in years, and that is starting the frenzy
at Paula Renzi.
Yes. Yeah.
If any of you were wondering, will we ever live this down? The answer is no.
Nope.
No, we will not.
No.
There's been 56 episodes worth of us not living anything down. You played yourself. But yeah, McKenna was the most dynamic, dangerous scorer for this team, basically all season long.
And as a newcomer, it's so difficult to do.
Right.
She just took that role and ran with it.
And yeah, just you could. She was popping up on the score sheet, game in, game out. And was a big reason why that team was so fun to follow, and why we fell in love with them right away, and generated shirts and a lot of buzz. So, and why we're excited about this coming season. So great selection, Benny, and especially congratulations to McKenna.
Yes,
you can always score. You're always going to score another goal, but you're only selected to an All-Bebes team for the first time once.
That's right.
So please celebrate this honor accordingly.
Safely.
and safely and responsibly, and don't be late to practice tomorrow because we're equally intimidated by Coach Nicola as well. I want to say it in her good graces.
Good choice, Benny.
McKenna
Very
Martinez.
good.
We have two more second team selections to make, and the next one belongs to JP Bertram.
Oh, so I've gone back and forth. I've gone back and
tough.
forth on this one, and this is it's tough. I'm like almost still undecided here, but I think I'm gonna stick with the fall sports.
Ooh.
And
You stick with the fall. Oh, because Benny was just in the fall.
yeah.
Yeah.
Not me, Benny was, but I'm gonna I'm gonna go with BJ Baylor.
You got to.
Nice.
Yes.
Yep.
All aboard the BJ Express, baby.
All aboard the BJ Express.
1,300 yards, 13 TDs. I mean, like first team All Pac-12, Phil Steele All American, honorable mention, and he goes pro. I love it. And so thank you, BJ, for a phenomenal year and for taking the selfie with me, sans the kid on.
I forgot about that.
That sealed the deal. That sealed the deal. For
My
sure.
kid wanted a selfie with you, but he ran away. So, do you want to just take a selfie with me?
Yeah. And then, by the way, I don't know where my kid went. So
I don't know where my kid went. He's like, you should find your kid, probably. BJ Baylor, great running back, generous player, and concerned citizen for potentially missing children. He does it all, and he really needs this since he was drafted by signed by the worst institution and organization, not named the University of Oregon.
Same colors.
Exactly. All that's evil wears green and yellow. I've been saying it my entire life. So, but I fucking love BJ Baylor. We're gonna be like 80 years old still talking about BJ Baylor.
Yep.
So, second team All-Bebes. He was one of the dudes that I was struggling with, or that my mind was on. He's in that tier, and now there's only one name left for me in this tier, and I'm happy. I'm very happy it fell this way. I almost made him my first team selection, and I felt a little bit bad about that. I'm sure I'll get shit for this on the Discord and on Twitter and from YouTube. But I, Terrence Joseph Horstman, officially select to the second team All-Bebes from Oregon State Baseball, Pac-12 Player of the Year, Jacob Melton.
Oh, I like that. Good choice.
It comes full circle. I feel badly about not predicting that he'd beat the home run record. He still got the RBIs record, or he tied it. I don't love the Houston Astros, but I'm happy he got drafted and will get that bag. One of the best baseball players we've gotten to watch at Oregon State. Rocked a Goss Got 'em tee in an Instagram story with some beautiful looking dogs. Just a Bebes Hall of Famer in every sense of the word. Had I known how much shit I would have gotten for saying like a 45-year-old record wouldn't get broken, or however old it is, I would have predicted differently. But I want to thank Jacob for an incredible season. I'm so happy he stayed healthy for it, given what happened the previous season when we got to see flashes, but just didn't get to see him on the field totally. But well-deserving Pac-12 Player of the Year accolades. And we've mentioned on this pod, the team itself came up a little short, but lots of players on this team that we absolutely adored getting the chance to watch. And I feel like we couldn't end this segment without talking about Jacob Melton.
No, sure. We'll get into it maybe a little bit more, but dare I say a little bit overlooked and underrated in the MLB draft.
I think
agree.
so. I think
agree.
so.
I think so too.
Yeah. He's got a solid approach to the plate, and all his other tools are plus. So,
yep,
I agree.
All right. Before we get to honorable mentions, you guys, I'm gonna grab another beer. Be right back.
I'm gonna grab another water actually, because I'm still so hot.
I'll just hang out here.
Oh,
Betty, did you just change clothes?
Betty just put on a Dominique Wilkins Hawks jersey for the honorable my All-Bebes Team honorable mention is Dominique Wilkins for his mastery in the 1988 slam dunk contest.
That's right.
Did Dominique Wilkins go to Oregon State?
He didn't, but I was listening to Outkast earlier.
Oh my God, that is the perfect reason. Dominique Wilkins went to Georgia, same school as Anthony Edwards, as it is known. Also, this is a part of the podcast where we look things up. Dominique Wilkins, his first name is not Dominique. Dominique's his middle name. His first name is Jacques.
Oh man, that makes me even happier. I got this jersey.
It's a sweet jersey. Let's be pretty original with this though. JP, please play 5 seconds of "Crumbling Herb" by Outkast.
Ooh,
that is a cut.
Crushing it with the 5 seconds today.
And something we all want to do. Thank you very much, Benny.
Whenever I hear Jock, though, I always think of Julian St. Jock, the professor from Oregon State. But because he was a funny professor.
I never had Professor St. Would you call him a nutty professor?
Maybe. He was kind of like a little quirky guy, right? But at the same time, I'm in his class, and I'm walking home from campus, and I have my iPod in, iPod pre-iPhone, and I'm listening to Mac Dre, and I think it's like Stupid Doo Doo Dumb. JP play 5 seconds of Stupid Doo Doo Dumb by Mac Dre.
To think James a super freak like that man Rick James. Adina Howard.
Yes.
And
Killing
he
it.
says, I serve cock like Julian St. Jacques. And
I was
what?
gonna ask you, wasn't that a lyric in a Mac Dre song?
Yeah, I'm like, that is the name of my professor. I never connected the dots, but I did in my brain, so I don't need to investigate anymore.
And
they were rapping about
nope.
him.
Which is crazy
right.
because my honorable mention All-Bebes selection is Professor Julian St. Jacques. How did you guys know? he crushed it on the lecture circuit this year. Starting with that Mac Dre line too. Oh man, just worlds colliding here. Dope jersey, Betty. That's the that's the thesis.
Thanks.
Where we've dived into. We really need to put a bow on these honorable mention selections, though. So, Benny, you have one more selection to honor an Oregon State student athlete with the esteemed honor of being on the All-Bebes team. These are the honorable mention selections. Who is your third and final selection to the All-Bebes team?
So this one is not as obvious as some of as my other two. I'll put it that way. It is a fall sport player. They're on the football team. I wouldn't necessarily say the biggest contributor, but I think had the best story, or at least the story I like the most. And it's Alex Austin.
Ooh!
The reason
I thought you might be doing this.
The
Nice.
reason
I love it.
I think Alex is deserving of a spot in the Hall of Fame is because I can't remember a time when I was more frustrated with a player than I was with Alex Austin during the USC game when he was getting absolutely torched the first half.
What should be mentioned against eventual Pac-12 Offensive Player of the Year Drake
Right.
London, but
That's
still,
But still, I mean, if he wasn't giving up the catch, he was certainly getting a penalty.
a tough half. Tough half.
It was a
Ricky.
tough half, and he got better every game as the season progressed. And I think that's something that shouldn't go unnoticed or unrewarded through something like this. He obviously knew he done and fucked up and put in the work to fix it. And by the end of the season, he was second on the team in interceptions, sixth on the team in tackles. And I think was sort of a catalyst to the much improved secondary that we saw. And I think you're going to see a lot of Alex this year. He's going to be a huge part of the team, huge part of the defense. And I think a secondary that could be in the upper tier of the Pac-12, Pac-10, whatever the conference that we're in
Well, we'll
right
be
now.
12 still next year, but yeah.
That's true. Yeah. So, Alex Austin is my third.
I'm glad you shouted him out like this too.
Yeah.
He definitely got better, and not just got better. He was fantastic and marvelous by the end of the season.
Yeah.
But to sort of exhibited that, if you're a defensive player, you got to have that short memory. I think he does. He was amazing against Utah in that win against Utah, and we know how good Utah is. Just the perfect sort of storyline. I think that is kind of a microcosm for the whole defense, really. It wasn't thought of as like being a strength, but in especially those home games that we won and played so well in, huge part of it. And he's also just really fun to watch.
What are you eating?
Spaghetti.
Some all-bebes
so
spaghetti.
good.
Yeah.
Instead of muting yourself while you eat spaghetti, you like spin your chair as far away from the mic as possible, and then try to get back in time. Did you changed into a white Dominique Wilkins jersey to eat spaghetti and podcast simultaneously?
That's right. That's how much confidence I have in my spaghetti.
What were you wearing
eating
before? I don't even remember now.
A white
It was
t-shirt.
it was a Vans shirt.
Yeah.
Clearly not spaghetti eating shirt.
Hold on, but I want to say something about Alex Austin because you brought up some really good storylines and reasonings for him being honorable mention. Terry, you can just laugh. I'm gonna mute you, but
I'm listening.
But
you can't mute my laughter and not mute Benny's spaghetti eating noises.
he has spaghetti hanging from his mouth right now. Okay,
It's really good.
but Alex Austin is definitely like a great story because Media Day is Friday, this upcoming Friday.
Yeah,
in
and he's one
LA.
of the reps. Yeah.
And he's one of the reps. And you don't really get that kind of honor unless, one, you're a very interesting person that the media wants to hear from, but two, that the school and your team trust you to represent them as a leader. And so I do think that's giving him honorable mention this year doesn't mean that that's it. That he's not one and done. I think that this is his first of a couple All-Bebes awards.
Yep.
Yeah.
I agree.
Well, speaking of the All-Bebes Awards, JP, you have one All-Bebes honorable mention to award, and countless deserving athletes for said award.
I have like really 4 left that I earmarked to try to make sure to include, but there's one that's like head and shoulders above the rest, and I think that the others would have made great choices as well. But I think Frankie Hammoudi deserves an honorable mention.
Yep.
And I just love her game. She is softball's Barry Bonds, and she can just get on base with the best of them and punish you if you're going to try to throw to her. So 13 All-American by Softball America. She led the team with 37 walks, 15 home runs. I think she's up there with like 48 or so home runs, 49 home runs in her career, which is like second all time in Oregon State history. So she's my honorable mention, and it was really an easy choice.
JP, please play 5 seconds of Barry Bonds by Kanye West.
And here's another hit, Barry Bonds. We out of here, baby.
Great selection, and also brought out the mini chainsaw during starting lineups early in the season, the type of swag that we like to see, and just players having fun to watch, and
Set the tone.
a giant part of that Women's College World Series run.
Mm-hmm. Who do you got left, Terry? Who's the top of your list?
There's like a 12-way tie.
I had to narrow them down before, man. It was tough. It was really tough.
All right, so just to give me some time here, in tier 1, we had Jared Carey,
Yep.
Mariah Mazzone, and Cooper Jerpy.
Yep.
All-Bebes second team was Jacob Melton from me, BJ Baylor from JP, and
McKenna Martinez
from Ben.
Yep.
Honorable mention, Alex Austin, Frankie Hammoudi.
Yeah.
That didn't help you decide.
It didn't help me decide at all. There's so many. God damn it. I'm oh my God. Okay. My final selection of this segment for the honorable mention All-Bebes team from the 2021-22 academic year is Oregon State football player Jack Coletto.
Oh, good choice.
There's
Nice.
so many athletes.
choice.
I'm gonna just go through everyone who is on my list after we're done. But Coletto was such a big part of the season. If we were running the ball, he made a big interception against USC. He showed up when everyone was introducing themselves on the Jimmy Kimmel show, saying their name and their position, and he showed up and was like, "I'm Jack Coletto. I play everywhere." He's going to be back again. Coletto's just paid his due. He was on some of those just awful Anderson teams. He's been at Oregon State for so long and has been such a big part of the resurrection of this program. And it's just like, hey, Jack, go run over that passing train. It's going to help us beat Washington State this year. He'll fucking do it.
Yeah.
And he had the exclamation mark against Arizona State. He's had such an interesting career. It's kind of hard to really sum it up. And there's so many other athletes I wanted to talk about too, but I can't not talk about Jack.
Same, man.
That's a good call.
Great choice. There's a lot that were left on the cutting room floor, as you say in the media business, right, Terry?
I guess. Top of my list of people we weren't able to extend these honors to was Sarah Hendiges, also one of our NIL peeps, and just the future of softball pitching. Jaden Grant as well from the football team. The fact that we didn't give honors
Avery Roberts,
anyone on the men's soccer team is kind of crazy.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
but I had Sophian Jafal and Siki Sabolyang up there. But there's also it's hard when it's such complete teams like that because it just wasn't obvious who was the best player. But,
I agree. Yeah,
we could just keep going and just keep talking about great Oregon State athletes. But it's a game. It's a bit. It's for fun. And we all three of us probably stressed out about this more than we really should have.
I was trying to find a place for 2021 Jared Lucas, but he didn't make the cut.
We inducted the entire Elite Eight team into the Bebes Hall of Fame already.
That's true.
They're set. They're all in there.
Their careers are made already, man.
Their careers are made. That's why they all transferred because they're like, what else?
What else we have to prove? Yeah.
Like the Alexander Great thing, where he looked across the world and wept. There were no worlds left to be conquered. So yes, congratulations to the inaugural first, second, and honorable mention All-Bebes teams, and mainly thank you for everything you did for Oregon State athletics.
Yeah.
Over the course of this past academic year, it's been a fantastic year, as we've stated, which even included a men's basketball team going 3-28. And collectively, it was still an amazing year. So
it really was. It was such a fun year to cover Oregon State sports.
Yeah, I'm so fucking happy we did this. By this I mean the podcast, but then also the All-Bebes selections. So we're gonna figure out something for these athletes. Can we do that, JP?
Yeah.
I'm volunteering. Patches. The first, All-Bebes patches.
They can put them on their uniforms. Like,
they can put them on. They have to put them on their uniforms.
So when Jacob Mellon and Cooper Chirpy are in the minor leagues, they'll have an All-Bebes patch on their uniforms. And people are like,
oh my god, that would be so sweet.
And Mariah's playing too now.
It might. BJ Baylor's might make a Green Bay Packers uniform not fucking horrible. It'll still be horrible.
Orange in there.
BJ, I know you're listening, BJ. I'm sorry. I hate the fucking team you signed with, but not as much as I love you.
Yeah, good on you, man.
Oh, nice.
Good on you.
BJ Baylor's gonna rush for 300 yards against the Vikings this year, and I'm not ready. I'm not ready for it.
Yes, you are. You're gonna
smile
big for every yard.
You know how happy my parents will be and how much shit I will get for the rest of my life when that happens. Oh man, BJ, god damn it! It's why sports? Why sports?
Why? Yeah. Why
they hate Terry so much?
They hate me so much. I would like to talk about basketball next, if that's okay with the rest.
Yeah, we got some news today.
We've got some other shit that we can get into in other sports. We got a lot of football to talk about, but we have the whole rest of the summer to talk about football. So we're gonna push football back a little bit. We're gonna push baseball back a little bit. But there's interesting basketball news.
Basketball in July.
The aforementioned 3-28 Oregon State Beavers men's basketball team, who are going to go 28-3 next year. We call that the old switch a doozle roozle.
And that's called like the regression to the mean or something.
Whatever. Tobacco Road minus Coach K, because Coach K didn't want that smoke.
Yeah,
he's coming to the Pacific Northwest. Nope. Thanksgiving Day in Portland, Oregon. A beautiful city, just a touch north of the Paris of the Pacific Northwest and the Harvard of the Pac-12/10. A whisper away from where JP resides in Northeast Portland, and across the street from where Benny has had the best nights of his life at Spirit of 77.
Good place.
The Oregon State Beavers men's basketball team will be playing the Duke Blue Devils at noon Pacific time on Thanksgiving Day.
The Who Devils?
The Who Devils. That's exactly. That's what we just did a thing.
Yes, inadvertently, I think. but that's still
The
good.
Pew Coup Devils without Mike. It'll be John Shire.
Did you really learn that pronunciation just for the podcast? That was amazing.
Exactly. You know how corny Mike Krzyzewski is? At his introductory press conference when he was named the Duke head coach, he spelled his name out like letter for letter, and then he ended it with, "And if you think that's crazy, you should have heard what it was before I changed it." And
But
then
did he
everyone
change it?
No, he didn't actually change it.
Oh.
It's a stupid joke that like he made it Krzyzewski to be less crazy. Anyway, I don't know. I just love making fun of Coach K because of the Titus and Tate podcast, where Tate Frazier does an incredible impression of Coach K as a North Carolina fan. He is, and where Coach K just yells at his big men all the time and point guards all the time, and only ever says to his players, "Throw the fucking lob." And it would be great to be at a game and see Coach K coach in person, but I think it's kind of interesting to be playing this Coach K-less Duke team and to do it on Thanksgiving Day. And then when we go back, especially since we'll go back to JP's house with all of his family and we'll make Thanksgiving dinner while we've been hammered at a basketball game all day.
And then my whole family's leaving me the next day, by the way.
Your whole family?
Yeah, they gave up.
Well,
They're
good.
like-
We have two more basketball games to go to
I
the next
know.
day at least.
And then a
We're gonna
Civil
say,
War
"Man,
game."
We'll play either Xavier or Florida at noon or 2:30, and the women play Iowa at the Child Center at 5. So we're going to both of those games, and then we have Oregon State, Oregon football in Corvallis on Saturday, and then the basketball tournament back in Portland on Sunday. We're going to all of this shit, you guys.
Yeah, we are.
Ooh,
And we're hosting a
man.
live show with the Peyton Years, hopefully on the Wednesday before this all happens. Benny, you're coming, right? Like you've made the arrangements.
Yeah,
You're
I've,
not going to Iowa or some shit for Thanksgiving.
No, my dad's coming out for the Civil War.
Sweet.
But the day after Thanksgiving is kind of a busy day for work. So we'll see. We'll see what I can pull.
What could possibly be happening in the retail world the day after Thanksgiving?
Amazon already created its own holiday, dude. Can't you just
Yeah,
have that?
No,
It's-
we want
Everything
it
happens
all.
cyberly. Can't you just set everything to be like good to go by like that Tuesday?
We are like the true Alexander. We are taking over the world, Terry. There will be nothing left to conquer.
Yeah, that's why you're doing dry runs to Mars right now.
And he bought one medical.
You
guys are now
for a
medical
lot of
providers.
money. Yeah, that's right.
You can
Yeah.
do all that shit remotely though.
Yeah, I
We'll,
can.
we'll get you.
Yeah,
We'll
do
get
it from here. You can
we'll
sit
get-
up where
no.
I'm at.
We'll get press credentials, and you can do everything from press
Yeah,
row. You just
right.
do it in your app.
Have you seen the guy that just walks around with the computer and a big green screen around him strapped to him? Have you seen
No.
this?
I wouldn't
Yeah,
make
the
that
green
for
screen's
you.
like his room, and he got kind of internet famous, so he was like at the center court of an NBA game announcing the game as he was on a Zoom call with people at work. Have you not seen this?
No.
Dude, it's he was like riding a bicycle as he's zooming people at work and then crashes on it. It's really funny. But I could do that.
Or just work from here and be like, yeah, I'm at my aunt's house.
Right.
Yeah.
It's
I'm not
Thanksgiving.
going to a basketball game later. Yeah, I'll just do that.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
Thanksgiving Day for sure. I'm happy that it's a noon game and not later. If it was like a 7 p.m. Thanksgiving night game, that'd make it tough
Yeah.
to figure
Yep.
shit out. We play Duke at noon on Thanksgiving. This is gonna
That's
be
great. That's so cool.
right. Well,
We earned it last season, man. That's how this all came
we'll
to
wake
be.
up.
Yep.
We'll have hopefully a live show with our friends the Peyton Years the night
Yeah.
before.
Come on, Sam.
Venue TBD, but Beaver fan will take suggestions. We'll
Send them our way.
We'll kick it with a Beaver fan. We'll have some drinks. We'll wake up a little hungover. Have breakfast in Northeast and I believe it's at Memorial Coliseum. Our game against Duke.
Nice.
What? No. It's at. I think it's at Moda. I think it's the third. Only the third place game is at Memorial.
Okay.
So we won't be there.
Underrated venue.
Yeah.
Memorial or Moda. They're next to each other. So if it's actually no, you're at the other one. Well,
stumble over, hungover, like, oh no, to walk over there.
We'd probably benefit from the extra 47 steps in the fresh air. November won't be
definitely.
too cold yet.
Yeah, it
And
could be.
we'll be for Moda Center for sure. That first Friday game. The women play Iowa at the Child Center.
Yes.
So that's a 5-mile lift. Friday is going to be a wild day, and then we have to wake up. I'll be interested to see when this kickoff time is for this Oregon football game.
And can I just put something out there? I've heard a lot of Oregon State fans be very excited that we're playing Duke and give them some sort of reverence that I don't think that they deserve, because in the last 2 years there have been 2 Elite Eights. We've been to one, and
Duke's
Duke has been to one.
I was about to say
That's
Duke
right.
has been to none, and then remember they're in the Final Four this year.
That's right. Yeah, but Duke fans should be saying, "Oh, we're playing Oregon State. That's crazy. That's amazing. They were an Elite Eight team 2 years ago."
Well, yeah, I agree. Also, I mean, think about the pedigree of our institution versus theirs.
Yeah,
Right.
Gary Payton versus Christian Leitner.
Yeah, or
give me a
Harvard
break.
of
or
Nick
Gary
Horvath.
Payton II, who graduated this summer with his Oregon State degree, versus
That's right.
Kyrie Irving, who thinks the
Kyrie
world is
Irving
flat.
he played 8 games for Duke. Cool.
Yeah.
And Kyrie Irving has requested more trades in the NBA than he did play games for Duke University. Who
Yeah,
cares?
that's a good point.
AC
Good point.
Green versus Carlos Boozer.
Ooh, yeah, yeah,
Give me a break.
yeah. I don't know who else we can list, but
Also, on the women's bracket, speaking of the Duke women's team. So we could get matched up with them in that bracket, and that would mean Kennedy Brown, Taya Crosdell, who are players on the team right now, but also Aaliyah Goodman, who is potentially a big reason why 2 pretty good Oregon State players transferred there, as she's, I believe, the director of recruitment.
Yeah.
Or something like that. So no hard feelings,
not yet. Not yet.
Not yet. If we're playing them in the championship, then we might be a little spicy in the crowd.
Yeah.
But
We'll be chirping.
Yeah.
will we? That'll be like day 5.
Oh, I'll be. Actually, I don't know.
That would be like the 9th
And it's
sports
Sunday.
game in 4 days. That
We went to the gym meet on Sunday after that long weekend in February, and we were both like,
a couple people were like, "Isn't it really cold in here?" And I was like, "I'm sweating my ass off, and I don't know why." It's like I don't know. It's like, what did you do? I was like, I was just at Squirrels until close, and they're like, Squirrels closes at 11. I was like, I'm in my 30s. Leave me alone.
yeah. And then we went to
We did go to Peacock and almost got in. Shit happened after Squirrels. If we ever write a Belligerent Beavs coffee table book, the title will be "Shit Happened After Squirrels."
and the cover will be me punching you in
the reenactment.
Yeah.
Benny. That was the text thread with Benny Skins and I prepping for this weekend. But Benny shared that video. If you were coming to Minneapolis this weekend, you would have been on this thread, JP. But yeah, there's so many funny things about that video. But also the funniest thing about it, in my opinion, is it's not on YouTube. You can only watch it on eBombs World.
That's right. Yeah.
Which was the most fun website in high school with all that weird like games and funny
It was
videos.
so good. Yeah. It's like board.com and
it's
eBombs World, like the best websites on the internet.
Stumble upon.
You came to me, you piece of shit.
Oh man, just like that kid was
Shut the
begging
fuck
to get
out.
punched.
Shut the fuck out.
Shut the fuck out. Yeah, shut the fuck out. Oh man. Well, I remembered a sentence from that video, and I couldn't remember where I heard it from. All I could hear is Terry's voice saying it in my head because he's impersonated this video so many times.
You remembered a very weirdly specific part of it, and I want to remember what.
I'm not a fucking pussy.
Yeah, at 2:51 p.m. on a Sunday, you texted me and Hey guys, who said this in quotes? I'm not a fucking pussy. I remember someone said it.
Wait,
Having the
2:51 p.m.
hardest
your
time.
time, so it was like noon Pacific.
Yeah, dude.
And then I just immediately respond, it's from the Lakonga fight video. Which it's probably from a lot of fight videos. If you
look hard enough, yes.
Yeah, after you found, I'm sure after finding this video, Benny's algorithm is fucked up. It's just going to be funny fight videos. There's probably
my
someone
algorithm on
saying,
E-Bombs World, which I only watch that video on.
I'm not a fucking...
I'm not fucking...
The shut the fuck out part is my favorite, because one of my favorite
Yes.
comedians who never swears, Brian Regan, one of his great bits, Brian Regan Live, which was like from like 1997, was just how badly he struggles to be a functioning adult. So like how it's so hard to use the "you too" phrase properly. Like a waiter will come and bring your meal and say, "Enjoy your meal," and you go, "You too." I mean, you don't have a meal, but when you get one, you do. And then his next step is where it's like someone was saying goodbye to me, and I started to say "take care," and then halfway through decided to say "good luck," so I ended up saying "take luck." Take care of the luck you have. Look this up. I can't do this justice, but I love and since I've heard this, it's you start to say one thing and then halfway through start to say another one. So like, shut the fuck up versus get the fuck out. And this guy says shut the fuck out right after he knocks this dude out, and then it's like he's like kind of frazzled himself as this goes, I didn't even want to fucking fight him.
While the
Oh
other
my
kid's
God.
just like stiff as a board, knocked out completely.
All of
on
this
the
is
ground.
aimed at
in the
a very,
drive-thru. Yes.
if you didn't attend Corvallis between 2007 and 2011, I'm sorry. But if you did, you're fucking welcome, because you know what video we're talking
You
about.
know, I was telling
This
Yuri
was a
that.
video that everyone talked about. This
For
was before-
years.
This was before fight videos were just common knowledge on the
Yes.
internet. Like you had to dig for good fight videos. And one went viral before we knew what viral meant in the Lakonga parking
But
lot.
no one knew. And they're like, it was like, is that Lakonga? And you're like, holy shit, that's Lakonga. And then it was like, it just spread like wildfire. Then
Was
it's like,
it-
have you seen the
was it
Lakonga
on-
fight video?
Was it on Tosh.0 or something? Was that what kind of
It
sparked
might have been on
it?
Tosh.0.
What?
Yes. I think it
Really?
might have been on, yeah.
Could have been very quickly on Tosh.0, and that may have been what gave it a life of its own. But anyway.
Oh man, that's so funny.
I heard the dude who got knocked out in that video came to our house and was an asshole to our friends. So I can't verify that. I don't know if it's true or not, but in my mind, I'm just going to pretend that it is. So
Yep.
that's how I make peace with that kid getting knocked out in that
You
video.
fucking piece of shit.
You piece of shit. You came to me. And this other dude is like clearly like, I don't want to fight. I'm just
Here for a burrito, for an Oregon burrito.
I'm here for an Oregon burrito and the weird green sauce that comes with it. That is as weird as I'm trying to get right now. I have no intention of fighting. We don't condone fighting or violence in any form, but we will laugh at funny videos. So yeah, go to E-Bombs World and search "You Came to Me." I think that's the title of the video.
It is. That's what it is.
So I'm really excited to play Duke on Thanksgiving.
We should hold up a sign that says "You came to me" at the Duke game.
Yes,
They came to us.
they did.
And then I'll be behind you saying, you piece of shit. Separate sign.
But the person who says that gets knocked out, so then we're gonna lose by like 45 points. The only thing I know about Duke next year, I did a little bit of college basketball reading at lunch today because I was curious, and in the way too early top 25, Duke is ranked 5th. And then I scrolled down. I scrolled down to see all 25 and to see some honorable mentions, and Oregon State did not make the cut, ladies and gentlemen. So
We got 'em right where we want 'em.
Snubbed.
Snubbed, absolutely. We do have a new player on the team. I think his name is pronounced Dimitri Rooney.
Yeah, but he was rumored to be making this transfer, but now he's official.
It's official. Dimitri
Nice.
Rooney. from Belarus in Eastern Europe. Played most recently at University of San Francisco. The two-time national champion.
That's right.
University of San Francisco Gales.
Yes.
Powered by the great Bill Russell.
That's right.
Mhm.
That's right. They were the
And
show.
apparently
in
this
the
guy
50s.
apparently this kid can shoot. And that's really all I care about. We've struggled with shooters from beyond the arc.
Since
So-
Angelo Sakarakis.
Yeah.
But he-
oh
yeah.
God. Here's what I like though, that he's a grad transfer, right? So essentially, he's got the 1 year left, and what I think was missing last year was that kind of player. Like, you come
Right.
in, you're mature, you're like, look, I'm milking my career.
Right. And you don't really have anything invested in the future too. So
Yes.
it's like you're playing for this year. For
This year,
to be as
yeah.
fruitful
I'm
as
not playing
possible.
for my next gig if this doesn't
It's your
work
one
out.
shot to play Power 5 basketball.
Exactly. And you're also putting into perspective, like, most of y'all aren't going to go do shit. You'll be in my position in a few years.
Right.
That you're going to want to play one more year before you have to go out in the real world.
You
and
came
so
to
enjoy
Corvallis.
it, have fun. Yeah, you
For one-
came
one-
to Corvallis. You
came
piece
to
of shit.
you came to me to shut the fuck
The
out
fuck
of Duke. What if we shut out Duke and then we have to workshop the shut the fuck out memes.
Like, literally 0 points.
Yeah.
It's possible.
It is possible. We'll play either Xavier or Florida the next day. That's gonna be fun. Holy shit, I can't wait. I need to
Yeah.
get my flight.
Yeah.
Other than that, I think we just need to reiterate that that is further in the future than our next meetup in Portland. We will all be in Portland for the Montana State football game
Woo!
at
Yeah.
Providence Park on September 17th. I'm getting into town the morning of the 15th. Benny, I'm not sure when you're planning on driving down or when you can make it, but our goal is to have beers and break bread with as many members of the Beaver fam as possible. That's all we're doing. We're not planning events. We'll probably record from JP's basement the next day. But we want to hang out with everybody. If you're a listener of the show and you're going to be in Portland, let us know. DM us, tag us on Insta, hit us up in the Discord if you're on the Patreon. Great reason to talk about the Patreon and remind you all to join the Patreon. We want to kick it with everybody in Portland that weekend and hopefully cheer on the Beavs to go 3-0.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Marathon Taverna has really cheap mini pitchers. So if you like cheap mini pitchers, you can catch
That's
us
what
outside.
we should.
Marathon Taverna.
We should just schedule office hours at Marathon Taverna and just guarantee.
Come sit down at our table with us.
Yeah, we'll be at the swag. We'll be at the swag table at Marathon Taverna from open to close. The 15th, 16th, and 17th, except when the game is happening. It is a good bar for that area. So
I like it.
we'll be at Marathon. I think it's still Rolling Rock. The Natty Lager was retired after
Yeah. R.I.P.
after
Yeah.
our
Choco
glory
tacos.
days of all of us. Oh
R.I.P.
my God, I can't wait to. We'll be in heaven the next time we get to have a mini pitcher of Natty Lager and
And a Choco
Choco
Taco.
Taco.
God damn it. Let's get there.
what else has been discontinued over the years? New Coke and
Zima.
Yeah.
and a
Man.
40 of Zima.
And Four Loco.
Oh,
And real Four Loco, the Four Loco
Yeah.
Benny lived off of. When Benny was
right. It
DJing
was my
parties
fuel.
for about 6 weeks and got paid in Four Locos every time.
That's right. I woke up out of my Four Loco slumber on a Tuesday afternoon in the basement of some fraternity
And you were
DJing
34
by myself.
years old.
It was last
And
week.
that Four Loco slumber started on the previous Tuesday afternoon. Oh my God. I think we need to get on it.
See, you just hit your head on your microphone.
I hit my headphone on my microphone. Anyway, congratulations again to the very official, very celebrated selections to the first annual All-Bebes teams, first team, second team, and honorable mention, and to the fucking dozens of athletes. We want to shout out everybody, but we'd be here for literal years
Yeah.
talking about everything about y'all. So thank you for listening to another unhinged, dysfunctional, and fun as shit episode of the Belligerent Beavs Podcast. I am Terry Horstman at Terry Horstman on Twitter, at Terrence Horstman on Instagram, joined as I always am by my esteemed and lovely co-host, Benjamin Lawrence, Sebastian Wehage, Benny Scoops, Benny with the good quaff, at Benny L 1986 on everything social media, Twitter, Instagram, eBombs World forums, find him anywhere. And JP Bertram at the Trial J on Twitter, at the _Trial _J. He's too Trial to be real. And at JP Bertram on Instagram. We are the Belligerent Beavs. You are the Beaver fam. And we are so happy you're here. Please remember to like, subscribe, rate, and review. One troll gave us a 1-star on Spotify, so we're still kind of like balancing that out. That's what happened. I figured it out. But like 14 other people have given us the rightful 5-star rating on Spotify. So the average
How would they do that?
It's coming back up, but it's still, the way reviews work, when it sits at 4.7, people assume you're shit. You kind of need 5.0 or 4.9. So give us 5.0 on Spotify, please. We're still a perfect 5.0 on Apple, so that's great. We want to keep that going.
Yay.
But the more 5.0s, the better. And please share the show with a friend. Like, there's got to be someone who
don't
fucks
know.
with who loves Oregon State sports, who hasn't given us a try yet. Tell them we're here. Tell them we want to hang out with them.
Yeah.
We're open to feedback, whatever they want to hear about. We might talk about it, but we'll probably talk about Arby's instead, and I hope that's cool. So please like, subscribe, share the show with a friend. Check us out on Patreon at belligerentbeavs.com, and we'll see you next week for the 57th episode of the Belligerent Beavs Podcast. And until then, remember, you cannot spell chop 'em without hope. Chop 'em!
Chop 'em.
Chop 'em.
And bring back Bernice. Good night, everybody.